Live from NBC4, this is the Channel 4 News at 5.
And here are some of the stories we're talking about today at 5. Michael Jackson's 3 children will stay with Jackson's mother for now. Also, Jackson's father, Joe, says plans are in the works for a public memorial. But it's what he said last night at the BET Awards that has people talking about his motives. We'll have more on that. So let's begin on this Monday with the latest developments surrounding the death of Michael Jackson. His parents are picking up some of the pieces tonight surrounding their son's sudden death last Thursday. This is what happened today. A judge granted temporary guardianship of Jackson's 3 children to their grandmother, Catherine. Catherine Jackson also filed court papers to take control of Jackson's estate. According to those documents, Jackson died intestate, which means without a will. But TMZ reports that Michael Jackson's lawyer has a copy of Jackson's will, he says, and he will file it in the next 30 days. Also today, Michael Jackson's father said plans for a funeral and a memorial service are not finished yet. He says the family is now waiting for results of a second private autopsy on Michael Jackson's body. Also today, investigators with the LA County Coroner's Office have returned to Michael Jackson's rented home in Holmby Hills. They were looking for evidence of what might have caused the pop star's sudden death. NBC4's Conan Nolan live at the Coroner's Office in Boyle Heights right now with details on that move today. Conan.
Well, Colleen, they have a lot more to chew on as a result of a visit paid to Michael Jackson's rented mansion in the Holmby Hills. We have videotape to show you of what it looked like there. The LAPD assisting with Assistant Chief Coroner, that would be Ed Winter, and another coroner investigator as they arrived at the mansion. Their office saying this is not out of the ordinary. There are occasions when coroner investigators visit the location where the death occurred. Winter says they were following up on information gathered by his office and the LAPD regarding prescription drugs present at the home. Now, coming up are photographs of Michael Jackson while rehearsing for his comeback tour taken in May. Investigators said that while this was happening, Jackson was under certain prescription medications. Winter left the mansion about 2 hours ago with an undisclosed amount of drugs found in the home. He would not say what they were or where they were found.
Those items have been taken into custody as evidence and will be returning to our office to analyze some of the stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Some medications that we did locate.
Now, the attorney representing Dr. Conrad Murray, Michael Jackson's personal physician who was living with Jackson at the time, says his client did not inject Jackson with painkillers Demerol or OxyContin, as has been reported by some media outlets. He would not say, though, what medications were prescribed by the doctor for Michael Jackson. Coroner's office says the Jackson family has been cooperating. They say that this case is going to take about 4 to 5 weeks. Again, the toxics is what they're waiting for. And again, last week they said that they already knew that Michael Jackson was under some prescription medication. But they did bat back on one story that was in the London Sun over the weekend, suggesting that the autopsy report had already been leaked. That report in the London tabloid indicating all sorts of elements to this autopsy, which right now are still being kept secret. The chief medical examiner, Dr. Lakshmanan Satyabhaswaran, was the one who performed the autopsy. We're told that report is under lock and key. The coroner's office here is saying there's no possible way that autopsy report has been leaked. Conan Nolan, I'm putting live from Boyle Heights, Channel 4 News. Back to you.
Conan, what do you know, if anything, about the second autopsy, the private one that perhaps the family is doing?
Well, we're not sure. We know that the coroner's office has been cooperative. That's what they said. They cooperate with anybody who conducts a second autopsy. But it is out of their hands after delivering the body, which we are told was in fair to good shape following the autopsy here. And we understand that the results of the private autopsy still won't be known for several days. But they will probably come out faster than the report that we'll be waiting for here. And
one other quick question. When the autopsy is complete from the coroner's office, the LA County Coroner's Office, will it be made public? Is that typical?
It is typical. There's some question as to how much information will be made available. But my guess is that in the interest of public confidence in the process, the coroner's office will seek permission to release everything relevant to the death of arguably the world's most famous entertainer.
All right, Conan Nolan reporting for us live from Boyle Heights today. Conan, thank you. Now, the other big issue here, the children, Michael Jackson's 3 young children. As we said earlier, the judge today named Michael Jackson's mother, Catherine, as the temporary guardian of his 3 children. NBC4's Doug Kriegel live in Encino at the Jackson family compound. More on this part of our coverage tonight. Doug.
Colin, we are hearing that Michael Jackson left no will. That means his 3 children stand to inherit his estate of $700 to $900 million. And of course, the person who gets custody of those children will control all that money. Michael Jackson's children are about to become some of the wealthiest people on the planet because apparently Jackson left no will. So his hundreds of millions of dollars will go to his kids. This morning, the children's grandmother, Catherine, asked to be named administrator of Michael Jackson's estate and caretaker of her grandchildren.
Of course, this is where it belongs. We're the parents, and we got other kids of their size. They love those kids, and we love those kids too. We're going to take care of them and give them the education they're supposed to have. We can do that.
Meantime, Debbie Rowe, who is the mother of Jackson's 2 oldest children, has not been heard from legally. But if Debbie Rowe asks for custody of the 2 children, the California courts have tended to favor the biological mother. And with no will, Debbie Rowe would become custodian of the huge Michael Jackson estate.
The estate might be as much as $900 million. We hear, if we believe the press, that there's $400, $500 million in debt, which would leave $400 or $500 million to be divided among the children. The control of that money generally would follow the control or custody of the children.
Debbie Rowe has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Today, Miss Rowe's attorney quoted her as saying, Miss Rowe's only thoughts at this time have been regarding the devastating loss Michael's family has suffered. Ms. Rowe requests that Michael's family, and particularly the children, be spared such harmful, sensationalist speculation that they be able to say goodbye to their loved ones in peace. Having said that, the $700 to $900 million that Michael Jackson earned during his career could end up with whoever gets custody of his children.
The children, of course, as minors, can't succeed in their own names to the money, and so someone needs to do that on their behalf. That would presume to be the natural parent who succeeds to their custody.
At this point, Catherine Jackson has been granted temporary guardianship of Michael's 3 children, but legal experts expect Debbie Rowe to file for full custody of at least her 2 elder children. And many people expect a major custody fight here, not just because the children involved, but let's face it, there's an awful lot of money at stake here, Colleen. Live in Encino, Doug Kriegel, Channel 4 News.
And Doug, we really want to clarify something here to the extent that we can. There's really conflicting information. There's one school of thought that there was no will. We also heard someone step forward today who had been Michael Jackson's attorney up until about 2006 saying, yeah, he has a copy of the will. He will file that within 30 days.
Well, we have heard from a more recent attorney of Jackson that there was no will. And we've heard from family members who said they actually searched for the document and did not find a will left by Michael Jackson. So if that previous attorney claims there is a will, well, let's see if he can actually produce that. That is going to be a major factor in the lives of those children and the lives, of course, the entire Jackson family, Colleen.
All right, you are absolutely right about that. We hear a lot of things, but until you see it in hand or someone can produce it, it's as if it doesn't exist. All right, Doug Kriegel reporting live from Encino for us.